welcome back to the DIY Designer. Are you guys liking the show? I'm having so much fun doing it, and I cannot thank you enough for coming and tuning in and watching. It just makes me so happy when I see that people are actually watching this. So be sure to share it with your friends. If you think that some friends or family might like this, please share and subscribe and like and comment. Tell me if you guys have any suggestions of things that you want to see or projects you want me to do. Tag me in those photos on Instagram or on Facebook. I'm going to get right into today's hack because it's so insanely simple that you guys can run to your closet, grab a pair of scissors, and have this one ready for tonight. So today we're going to be hacking this really cool choker sweater that Selena Gomez is wearing. Choker sweaters, choker tops, they've kind of become a huge trend, obviously piggybacking off of just regular chokers being a huge trend. I really like this one that Gigi is wearing. It's sort of more of a blouse, but Selena has been seen wearing it in a dress version, in the sweater version. It's just a really popular trend, and it's so easy to make that I cannot wait to show you guys how to do it. So the first thing you're going to need is to go shopping. All right, I am walking to my local Salvation Army to try to find a couple sweaters for this hack. Now, the sweater is the only thing you need to actually make this hack come to life. So there's a couple things that are super important. First thing is that you need a sweater that's kind of like a high neck sweater. You could do a turtleneck if you want, or just something that's high, kind of like this, because when you cut the rest of the sweater away from the neckline, you want that neckline to sort of read like a choker. So that's first thing. Second thing is you need something that's kind of a tight weave. If you have like a really cool, loose, chunky sweater, the minute you cut it, that whole thing's gonna unravel. So you need something that's sort of a tight enough weave that when you cut it, it will retain its shape. And then I'm looking for color just because I really like Selena Gomez's bright red, and I just am feeling a little bit of color vibage. Other than that, you can do whatever color you want. Okay, sweater hunting. Let's do this. This is the best Salvation Army ever. Obsessed. So again, we want a sweater that has a high neck. It can have no buttons or zippers in the front. Just a really simple either crew neck or turtleneck. So this is a good option because that's sort of a mock turtleneck. So if you were to cut it, it would read like a big thick choker. And it's a tight enough weave that the whole thing should not unravel, although I am looking for red and maybe like cream, but this is a good option. Okay. Success. All right, I got what I needed. I got a red turtleneck sweater and then sort of like a cashmere oatmeal high neck sweater, so that I'll be able to show you the difference between the two different necklines. The technique is the same, but the result is a little different. Score. Okay, so here is the oatmeal one. It, as you can see, it's kind of a high neck. That's super important. It's really soft. This is going to feel wonderful on. So again, we just want that neckline, and you really don't want anything much thinner than that. So this neckline here is about an inch. You need it to be at least an inch to kind of give the same effect. And then I've got the red one. So this is gonna feel a little bit more like our Selena one. It has a turtleneck, which kind of likens back to this Solange Knowles big droopy collar, which is really cool. This is gonna be a little bit more fitted. But now I'll show you all the materials you need to make it. It's literally 3 things. Take those fabric scissors, and we are gonna come right down here and snip. All right, so what we're gonna do is we basically want to cut away the neck from the body. The best way to do it is to pinch your fabric and give a tiny little snip. That little hole is now gonna allow our scissors to get in and cut. Okay. You wanna make sure that you're cutting as close to the neckline as possible. So use the edge of your scissors, and can you see that? It's kind of riding, I can see it's riding right along that edge. That's what you want to do. You're going to go all the way to the shoulder seam and then stop. Okay, now you can see that it's separated, but we're not quite done yet because this would really only give us a tiny little sliver. So what you want to do now is make sure that you're fully even. Make sure your side seams are even on the side so that your shirt is folded perfectly in half. Now what you want to do is we're going to slice straight down. How deep this line goes depends on how deep your scoop is going to be. If I just come down about an inch and go out, it's going to be more of a boat neck, kind of like Selena's. If I go really deep, it's going to be a big scoop. That feels about right for me. And now all you're going to do is connect this dot to this dot. So you just want to cut in a nice, even, rounded shape. Take your 2 points now, so that we cut it at once and we're guaranteed to be even. Fold it in half. Again, double check your side seams. Make sure that everything is perfectly even Do the same thing up here. And now right here, I'm going to just do this freehand. Okay. Edge. Okay. So here you go. We now have our choker sweater. You can, if you want, you can stop right now, leave it as is, but I want to show you how to do a little tiny baby hem, and we're going to be using Fabri-Tac. This stuff is amazing. It's machine washable. It's really, really great. We're going to flip it inside out. If your fabric is super thin, you're going to want to put like a piece of paper right here to protect it in case it seeps through. My fabric is thick enough that I don't have to worry about it. So a nice thin line. And you're going to want to work in sections. Don't glue the entire thing. Go like this and hold it down. Keep holding it as you work your way around. Okay, so right here, this very end, you're going to kind of continue like you were and then go to nothing. That way it ends up in the top without any hem. So this last part, you're going to sort of do a tiny bit. Okay. See, as you get up to the top there, you kind of want it to just... Okay. All right, I'm going to let this one dry, and I am going to cut the other one. Now I'm going to do this one. The technique is exactly the same. I am going to cut the collar away from the sweater. We are done. How easy was that? I mean, it was criminally easy. It's almost not enough for a whole episode, but it's awesome, and these sweaters are so cool and so fun and so flattering, and I hope that you actually do it. When you guys are going to Salvation Army, if you don't have a sweater that you already own, if you're going to Salvation Army or Goodwill or whatever your favorite thrift store is, try to go to a thrift store that's in a really nice neighborhood, because what they do is they get all the clothes from the local residents, so the bougier the town, the better the stuff you're going to find in your thrift store. So get yourself a couple of sweaters, practice with it, but this is all that you need to do. I'm going to go try these on and see how they came out. If you guys end up doing this, please tag me in some photos of the ones that you make. I would die to see the versions that you guys make. Okay, I'm going to go try it on.